Some of you may be aware that recently we brought in a new feature called the Rota Upload. This allows you to take a CSV file, an existing template or a Rota that you may already have that exists, and upload it onto the RotaPal app via the web. In this short video, I want to take you through how you do that, how you prepare the CSV file, and how you then upload it onto the platform. So for this first iteration of the Rota Upload CSV file to RotaPal, we're going to look at a very kind of basic concept of that. We will be enhancing this in the coming weeks and months, but just to get started, I want to take you through how we look at that preparation process. So on the y-axis, we've got all the dates, and on the x-axis, we've got all the users. Where they meet is obviously what shifts that particular user is working on that particular day. We can also incorporate leave into this, whether it be annual leave, study leave, or any type of other leave you have associated into your Rota, and we can upload this all in one go. So to prepare this, the first kind of thing we have to look at is making sure that we have the full long date on the left hand side. We then want to make sure that there's no other type of shifts or kind of discrepancies within the Rota itself. We can then come across that in the actual upload feature as well, but it's good just to give that initial preparation process. Once we're happy with that, we'll simply save that off, and then we'll go on to take that on to the web via rotapal.com. So before we actually upload the CSV file, I just want to make sure that all the appropriate users have been correctly added to the Rota. I also want to make sure that all the appropriate shifts have been set up for that particular Rota, because once we upload the file, all we're going to do is match up the appropriate users and the appropriate shifts, and then it'll make that process very seamless. So if I scroll down, I can see all the users that I want there. So I can see Harry, David, Francis, George, Hannah, and Lisa. They're in amber because they've just been invited to join the Rota, so they have yet to accept their invites. The next thing is what I want to look at is just the shift types as well. So you can see that there's already a preview of those shift types. I'm just going to click on and just make sure the appropriate times, icons, and colors have been added for those particular shifts. So yes, I'm happy enough with the day, nights, and long. So we can go ahead and close that down. So now that we've prepared the CSV file and prepared the RotaPal setup as well, now we have to just go to Rota Upload in the drop down menu box on Setup. You'll see that once this loads, we can see that there's no file selected yet, so we'll just upload the file from your saved documents. And you can see that that file has now uploaded. Now it's time to match up the dates, users, and shifts, and we'll just take it in that order. So just click on each element where it says match. So we can just select the dates on the left hand side here and just ensure that they match up appropriately. So this is the extract that we have from the CSV file, and then this is how we're just going to code it in. So we'll save those off. We're happy enough there. Correct. Then next up is the users. Again, we'll just select that column or that row, and we can see that because we've already added users to the Rota, they've matched it up, and the system itself has recognized that, so we can see everyone is correctly added to the appropriate line. Now this is important, obviously, if you are matching up using the drop down box, that you appropriately add the right user to the right line that existed within the CSV file. Save that off, and then next up is the shifts. So again, what I like to do for this is just simply hit the top option, which is obviously within the columns and the row, and then I'll hit Alt and just bring that right down to the bottom. Just make sure I've got everything there. That makes sense, and then just hit Save. So again, we can see that because we've done that initial setup, it's recognized the same coding that was based in the CSV file as to what you have on RotaPal itself. So we can see there's a couple extra at the bottom here, that's study leave and annual leave. We're going to delete those because we're going to do that in that next matchup. So we can see everything else looks good, and then we can just hit X for the study leave and X for the annual leave, and then we'll be ready to save that off. Okay, just hit save, and then we're on to our last one, which is again the leave. So we're going to do the exact same thing we've just done for the shifts. We're going to select all of that, those options, because obviously if you're just looking at the file, you might not know where those annual leave and study leave days are. So we're just going to select everything there. again, we're going to do the same thing, but obviously the reverse. We're going to get rid of the days, longs, and nights, and so on. So we're just left with annual leave and study leave. So we'll exit all these first before we start to match up the annual leave and the study leave. Okay, so now that we've exited all those, we're just left with the study leave and the annual leave. So as we said before, you could have various options in here, but we're just going to keep it very simple here. So I'm just going to change that one to study, and we'll have the other one as annual leave, and then we can save those off. So at this stage, you also have the ability, obviously, to put in 1, 0.5, 0. AM or PM. Obviously, if you have those additional leave requests in there, you can code those as well. So that just allows you to select that. But now we're just going to hit save. Okay, now that we're happy enough with all those have been matched up and completed, then just hit complete in the bottom right, and it's as quick as that. And we're just going to click over to view the Rota that was in the original Rota builder file that you had uploaded. So you can see that these have all been coded in, the leave requests have also been coded in, and these are set up as pending. So you can see the leave requests obviously have been put through, and then you can go on to approve those as well. So that's it. That is the Rota upload feature within the Rotabuilder. I hope this tutorial video helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us or get on the Fresh chat and send us a message.